Alright, man, so welcome back to another video. And a few months ago, like last year during the Olympics, I heard something about that happened to Aron Baynes. And like me being like, I would say I'm a fan of Aron Baynes because I used to watch him with the Celtics, and the whole story was just tragic, but I never followed up on what really happened. I just heard that it was pretty bad. So this video popped up, it reminded me, and I kind of want to see what happened because, like I said, I don't know what happened. But yeah, let's find out what happened to Aron Baynes. And as always, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and hopefully it wasn't too bad. But I guess this video will tell us. So let's just hop straight into it. All right, as always, video link is in the description. And first off, whatever happened to Aron Baynes, let's hope he's recovering well. And yeah, let's just hop straight into it because I really want to know what happened.
The worst injury to a basketball player last year in a game wasn't even caught on camera. Aron Baynes had to run to the bathroom during Australia's game at the Olympics, but he never came back. His coach got worried, and when the team found him, they thought he might be dead. Thankfully, he did survive, but what happened next is painful to even talk about. Right now, Baynes is back in Australia hoping to get back to the NBA. He may never get there.
He can definitely get a spot back in the league.
As a motivation might give him a chance to live a normal life after what happened. Aron Baynes is part of the greatest generation of Aussie basketball players. They've had NBA players in the past like Luke Longley or Andrew Bogut, but to have Baynes, Patty Mills, Joe Ingles, Matisse Thybulle, and Matthew Dellavedova on the same team was
that's actually scary and crazy at the same time.
The game from an early age, but Aron was actually a rugby player growing up. If you're familiar with Aron Baynes, you know that fits his personality as like a tough guy, but he wasn't in love with rugby. Then his brother Callum went off to college and started playing basketball. One day, the coach heard a rumor that Callum's younger brother Aron was a freakishly tall, athletic kid, and he invited him to practice at 15 years old. So Aron played his first game of basketball at 15. He didn't even know how to dribble, let alone shoot, but he immediately knew he loved basketball already more than rugby. Aron had dreamed about being a pro athlete someday, but after high school graduation, he moved to a bigger city to attend the Australian Institute of Sport. Other great Aussies played there, so tons of American colleges were scouting for the next Andrew Bogut, who went #1 overall in the '05 draft. Aron was soon offered a full scholarship to Washington State, which is actually where Klay Thompson went. So Aron went there to play for Coach Tony Bennett, who would eventually win a national championship with Virginia 10 years later. But it turned out Aron was not the next Andrew Bogut, and he went undrafted after playing all 4 years in college. So instead of trying to make the NBA through like the G League, he opted to go pro in Europe instead, and he signed with a team called Lietuvos Rytas that also had a 17-year-old named Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis quickly took off for the NBA, obviously, but Aron wasn't even close to good enough. He'd only been playing ball for 7 years, and he knew nothing.
Isn't it crazy how small the world really is? Like, I didn't know him and Giannis played for the same team. I'm not sure. Like, did he say that they played? No. But same team. That's crazy. Hey, yo, I didn't know he went to Washington State with Klay Thompson. Same school. That's crazy. The world really is small.
Nothing about how to be a pro. In college, if you had a bad game, it's okay. You're just a kid. You're not getting paid, whatever. In Europe, 2 bad games means you're out of the rotation. So he bounced around Europe from Lithuania to Germany. Then, after a breakout season, finally in Greece, he signed with Olympia in Slovenia. There, he became the most prolific rebounder in European basketball, which naturally caught the eye of the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs have been drafting in Europe for years. You know, Tony Parker from France, Manu Ginobili, who was playing in Italy, Patty Mills was playing in China, and Aron felt home in San Antonio, so they signed him to a 4-year contract after seeing him for just a few months. It was the perfect time to become a Spur too, because he got to learn from Tim Duncan, he got to play with his friend and fellow Aussie Patty Mills, and he got back to being a role player player, but on a really talented team.
Yeah.
The Spurs lost to LeBron's Heat that first season, but the next year, Aaron played 7 minutes a night in the 2014 run to the championship. Yes, he wasn't the most important
Big
player,
ring, hey.
but he partied like a champ.
A ring is a ring.
You guys played great, man.
Thanks, man.
Aaron and Patty took the Larry O'Brien trophy all around Australia and continued the party. How did that reporter not be like, okay, I'm a sports reporter, I don't know the NBA, but that's a 7-foot guy with a gold trophy. But like so many European Spurs players, he didn't stay with them his entire career. Boban Marjanovic got his start on the Spurs.
Shout out,
still in
Bobby.
the league. Davis Bertans is now with the Mavericks after
Shout out,
being in
Davis.
DC, and he got paid. But Aaron may not play another game the rest of his life after that horrible day at the Olympics.
Oh my God.
After the Spurs, though, he went to the Pistons, to the Celtics, and the
Like, could you imagine really slipping in a bathroom? And I'm going to assume he hit his neck or something like that. Like, could y'all imagine that and never be able to play basketball again? That's scary, man.
Suns. He was never known for having a great game. I'd say most people recognize him for getting dunked on by Joel Embiid.
Now Simmons in transition. What a pass to Embiid.
Oh my God,
Despite
Joel,
that
stop.
really embarrassing moment, though, Baynes was still a super proud dude when it came to playing for his country. Most Americans actually don't understand what it means for international players, but playing for your country is sometimes bigger than playing in the NBA. That golden generation of Australia had a chance to win gold in Japan after beating
Now you can
Team
ask y'all
USA
get that too.
twice before the Olympics. So Baynes was warming up before their first official Olympic match when he slipped on the rim during a dunk. He had just
Ooh.
put hand sanitizer on and he slipped right off and landed on his neck and his head. He was able to play the first half of that game, but people would wonder if that fall had anything to do with his
Okay.
horrible accident.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I remember. I remember that he got hurt like that, but I didn't know he had slipped in the bathroom after that. Wow. Okay.
A
Scary.
few days later. The Aussies advanced to the semifinals against Italy, but Aaron had to use the bathroom before the fourth quarter. So he remembers jogging into the locker room, but then nothing after that. When the
Wow.
team found him, he was unconscious and he couldn't stand
My light
up.
just turned
When a
off?
stretcher came, he said, "Oh no, I still need to use the bathroom." So he stood up, but then just crumpled to the ground because his legs were paralyzed. To
Oh,
make things
no.
worse, Aaron had to go to the hospital in Japan alone because of COVID. He couldn't understand what the doctors were saying and had no idea
that's so
how bad
scary.
things were. Aaron told ESPN, "My uncle Don had an accident 10 years ago. He's a quadriplegic. My family's had firsthand experience with this going down. I was so
That's
scared."
scary.
Eventually, Aaron's wife contacted a doctor in Australia who then worked with the Japanese on a plan to get him back home. The hospital started letting team doctors in to visit 15 minutes at a time. So his teammate Matthew Dellavedova dressed up as a doctor to go see him. And that was a nice
Okay. Matthew Dellavedova is goated for that. He's a goated person for that. Like that's top tier. Like GOAT status.
distraction, but what Delhi saw was terrifying. Aaron was struggling to walk, and he was having to relearn how to stack cups like his 2-year-old son was doing back home.
Oh,
Eventually,
wow.
Aaron was barely able to fly back home, but he had to be strapped to a board for the 4,000-mile flight. Aaron has spent the last 7 months
What?
in Australia with his wife and his kids continuing to rehab. He is now actually able to run and he can get up shots when he's not watching NBA games.
Oh, that's
the good
good.
news
Thank
is
God.
people will see him out on the street and they have no idea he was almost paralyzed for good. But he's nowhere
Yeah,
near
that's
making
scary.
it back to the league. I mean, can a 35-year-old with marginal skills, let's be honest, make it back to the best league in the world? I mean, I don't know, but Aaron honestly believes that he can. Especially with the increased physicality and rule changes this year. He is grinding every day with trainers and watching his old friend Dellavedova play pro games in Australia, and Aaron is hungry for another chance. And honestly, that drive may not end in an NBA contract, but he's using it every day to get healthy. Guys, I got 2 more What Happened To videos that are 2 of my personal favorites.
All right, yo. Okay, so I didn't know the injury was that bad. That's honestly really scary. I mean, like, I'm glad Aaron Baines is doing good because, like, just imagine slipping and hitting your neck and not be able to do the thing that you love no more. He couldn't walk. He couldn't do nothing. That truly is scary, man. But Aaron Baines is a goat in my book, man. But that's just truly scary, man. Wow, I don't even know what to say. Guess I just end the video there, man. But if y'all enjoyed it, always drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm gonna catch you next video. We out of here. Peace.